The thrilling story between reporter Ella and the elderly woman with Alzheimer's, Olivia, is a real-life example that kindness is not simply about giving and receiving, but can also change someone's life and make the world a better place. Let us know where you're watching from. Now, relax and enjoy this amazing story. At 78, Olivia's once sharp intellect had become a labyrinth of confusion and forgotten memories. The diagnosis of Alzheimer's disease had come as a devastating blow 2 years ago, but even that fact sometimes slipped from her grasp. She spent her day in a haze, drifting between moments of clarity and long stretches of bewilderment. Miles, now 42, entered the living room. "Mom, how are you feeling today?" "Miles, is that you?" A flash of irritation crossed Miles's face before he smoothed it into a smile. "Yes, Mom, it's me, your son. Listen, I was thinking we could go for a drive today, get some fresh air. What do you say?" "Oh, that would be lovely. Where are we going?" "It's a surprise," Miles replied, helping her to her feet. "Just a nice, peaceful place where you can relax." After an hour of driving, Miles turned onto a narrow, unpaved road that snaked deep into the forest. The trees grew denser, blocking out much of the afternoon sun. The car came to a stop in a small clearing. Miles got out and circled to the passenger side, opening the door for Olivia. "Come on, Mom, I want to show you something." "I don't like this place, Miles. It's too quiet. Can we go home?" Miles ignored her plea, instead guiding her deeper into the woods. They walked for several minutes, Olivia growing more agitated with each step. "Miles, please." Finally, Miles stopped. He turned to face his mother, his expression hard. "I'm sorry, Mom, but this is where you need to stay now." "What do you mean?" "You're sick, Mom. You're only going to get worse. I can't take care of you anymore. It's better this way." "No, Miles, please. I'm your mother. You can't do this." "I'm sorry. Goodbye, Mom." Olivia watched in disbelief as her son turned and walked away, leaving her alone in the vast forest. She called out to him, her cries growing more desperate, but Miles never looked back. Miles away, in a modest apartment in downtown Asheville, Ella Brooks sat at her desk, staring blankly at her computer screen. The walls around her were adorned with breathtaking photographs, yet for months now, her camera had remained untouched, gathering dust on a nearby shelf. As she was about to call it a night, an email caught her eye. It was from a local environmental group seeking volunteers for a reforestation project in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Ella paused, her finger hovering over the delete button. Then, on a whim, she opened it. Without allowing herself to overthink it, she quickly typed out a response, volunteering her services. The next morning dawned crisp and clear. Ella llegó al punto de encuentro para el proyecto de reforestación. The group leader, a rugged man in his 50s named Tom, greeted her warmly. "Glad to have you on board, Ella. We'll be working in sections. You'll be covering this area here." The further she walked, the interplay of light and shadow through the trees, the vibrant greens of the foliage, the textures of bark and stone, it all called out to her photographer's eye. Lowering her camera, Ella squinted into the distance. There, partially hidden behind a large oak tree, was what appeared to be a piece of clothing, a pale blue cardigan. Curiosity piqued. She moved closer. "Hello? Is someone there?" A faint whimper answered her call. Heart racing, Ella rushed forward, rounding the tree to find Olivia curled up at its base, her clothes dirty and torn, her face streaked with tears and grime. "Oh my God!" Ella gasped, immediately kneeling beside the elderly woman. "Are you all right? What happened?" Olivia looked up, her eyes clouded with confusion and fear. I don't know. I can't remember how I got here. Please, can you help me?" Ella's mind raced. How had this frail, elderly woman ended up alone in the middle of the forest? She recalled the scene she had witnessed the day before, Olivia and her son getting into the car. A sick feeling settled in her stomach as she began to piece together what might have happened. "It's okay," Ella said softly, reaching out to take Olivia's hand. "I'm here to help. My name is Ella. Can you tell me your name?" Olivia's brow furrowed in concentration. "Olivia. My name is Olivia Mitchell." "Okay, Olivia, I'm going to get you out of here. Can you stand?" With Ella's help, Olivia struggled to her feet, and they began their slow journey out of the forest. Ella's mind whirled with questions and theories. As they walked, Ella noticed Olivia clutching something tightly in her hand. "What's that you've got there, Olivia?" Olivia opened her palm, revealing a crumpled photograph. This is my son, Miles. He brought me here, but I can't remember why. Why would he leave me?" "Don't worry, Olivia. We're going to figure this out together. I promise you, I won't let you down." They made their way slowly through the forest, Ella supporting Olivia's frail form. As they waited for the ambulance and police to arrive, Ella sat beside Olivia, holding her hand. The older woman drifted in and out of lucidity, sometimes recognizing Ella, other times looking at her with confusion. "Miles, is that you, Miles? Why did you leave me?" "It's Ella, Olivia. I'm here with you. You're safe now." At the hospital, doctors quickly assessed Olivia's condition. Dehydration, exposure, minor cuts and bruises, but thankfully nothing life-threatening. As Olivia was being treated, Ella found herself talking to a detective from the local police department. "Miss Brooks," Detective Naomi Turner said, her tone serious. "I understand you witnessed Mrs. Mitchell in the woods. Can you tell me more about that?" Ella took a deep breath and recounted what she had seen. The next few days, Ella barely left the hospital. She was there when Olivia had moments of clarity, patiently listening to fragments of memories and helping to piece together what had happened. She was also there during the confusing, frightening times when Olivia couldn't remember where she was or why. It was during one of these clearer moments that Olivia made a startling revelation. The insurance. Miles. He was always asking about the insurance. What insurance? "Olivia, I remember now. He wanted me to increase it. Said it was for... but I didn't want to. We argued about it." This new information sent Ella's mind reeling. If Olivia had a substantial life insurance policy, it could provide a motive for Miles's actions. The pieces were starting to fit together, forming a picture that was as clear as it was horrifying. Ella shared this information with Detective Turner, who promised to look into Olivia's finances and insurance policies. One evening, as Ella was about to leave the hospital, she ran into Dr. Sophia Kim, the neurologist overseeing Olivia's care. "Miss Brooks, I'm glad I caught you. I wanted to discuss Mrs. Mitchell's condition with you, since you seem to be the closest thing to family she has right now." Ella nodded, a lump forming in her throat. Over the past weeks, she had indeed started to feel a deep connection to Olivia. Dr. Kim continued, her voice gentle but firm. "Mrs. Mitchell's Alzheimer's is progressing. The trauma she experienced in the forest seems to have exacerbated her condition. There will be good days and bad days, but she's going to need long-term care. I'll do whatever it takes. Olivia deserves that much." The next morning, Ella arrived at her apartment to find the door slightly ajar. The sight that greeted her made her gasp in horror. Her apartment had been ransacked. Her computer was missing, and worst of all, her camera was stolen. With shaking hands, Ella called the police. As she waited for them to arrive, she noticed something that made her blood run cold. On her desk was a single photograph. It was the one Olivia had been clutching in the forest, the picture of her and Miles. But now, Olivia's face had been scratched out. The message was clear. Miles knew who she was, and he was warning her to back off. Over the next few days, Ella threw herself into action. She moved Olivia out of the hospital and into a small, cozy apartment she had rented nearby. It wasn't much, but it was safe. and it was a place where Olivia could feel at home. While Olivia rested, Ella met with Detective Turner to report the break-in and the threatening message. That night, after ensuring Olivia was comfortable and safe, Ella sat down at her new laptop. Her fingers flew over the keys as she began to write the story of Olivia. The article was powerful, emotive, and most importantly, it was true. She attached the last of the photos she had managed to save, poignant images of Olivia in the hospital and of the forest where she had been abandoned, and hit send. Within hours, the story was picked up by local news outlets. Social media exploded with outrage, calls for justice, and offers of support. Miles Mitchell, who had been lying low, suddenly found himself in the spotlight. His phone rang incessantly. Reporters, old acquaintances, even distant family members, all wanting to know how he could do such a thing. As the pressure mounted, Miles made his second big mistake. He called a press conference to defend himself. As he spoke, Ella felt a tap on her shoulder. She turned to see Olivia, more lucid than she had been in days, pointing at the screen. "He's lying. I remember now. He drove me to the forest. He left me there." Ella's heart raced. This was the breakthrough they had been waiting for, but she knew Olivia's moments of clarity were fleeting. They needed to act fast. Ella pulled out her phone and dialed Detective Turner's number. "We need to record Olivia's statement, now, before it's too late." Detective Turner arrived with a team, carefully recording Olivia's statement. As Olivia spoke, the pieces of the puzzle finally came together. The increased life insurance policy, the isolated cabin Miles had recently purchased in the mountains, the large withdrawals from his bank account just before Olivia's disappearance. Armed with Olivia's statement and the mounting evidence, the police moved to arrest Miles Mitchell. When the day of Miles's arraignment arrived, Ella sat beside Olivia in the courtroom, holding her hand as the charges were read out: attempted murder, elder abuse, fraud. But when it came time for the plea, something unexpected happened. Miles stood up. "Before I enter my plea, I have something to say." The judge nodded, giving him permission to continue. Miles turned to face the courtroom, his eyes finding Olivia and Ella in the crowd. "What I did was unforgivable. I betrayed the person who has loved me unconditionally my entire life. I let greed and desperation cloud my judgment and turn me into a monster." He paused, taking a shaky breath. "I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it, but I want to take responsibility for my actions. I want to do whatever it takes to make amends. Not just to my mother, but to society." He looked at the judge. "I plead guilty to all charges, Your Honor, and I throw myself on the mercy of the court." As Miles was led away, he looked back at Olivia and Ella. "I'll make this right. I promise, Mom." Olivia smiled tearfully. "I know you will, son. I know you will." Outside the window, the first light of dawn began to break over the mountains, and Ella Brooks, once lost and searching for meaning, now stood ready to meet it head on. The story of Olivia Mitchell had changed her life. Now it was time to use that story to change the lives of others. If one day helping someone puts your safety at risk, would you have the courage to bring everything to light, just as Ella did? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, give it a like and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to hear more inspiring stories. Goodbye, and see you soon.